Hey coin lovers! Welcome to the Worth Old Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video we're revealing the top 2 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The 2002 United Kingdom 10 pence coin, commonly called the 10p, belongs to the second generation of decimal coinage introduced after Britain's historic currency reform of 1971. This reform replaced the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence with a simple decimal structure based on 100 pence to the pound sterling. The 10 pence piece was therefore conceived as a convenient everyday denomination, roughly equivalent in spending power to the old 2-shilling piece. By 2002, when the coin under discussion was struck, the 10 pence had already become a familiar feature of daily life in shops, pubs, and transport systems across the United Kingdom, embodying both the modern decimal system and the enduring traditions of British coin design. The obverse, or front face, of the 2002 coin bears the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the celebrated sculptor Ian Rank Broadley and introduced to circulation coins in 1998. Rank Broadley's effigy is notable for its realism and dignity. It shows the Queen facing right, wearing the royal diadem known as the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, with fine attention to facial detail and a slightly fuller, more mature depiction than earlier portraits. Around the rim runs the Latin legend Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2002. Expanded, this reads Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription connects the modern decimal coin directly to centuries of English and British tradition, reflecting the sovereign's constitutional role and the historical link between crown and church. At the very edge of the coin lies a raised beaded border that provides both visual framing and practical protection against wear. Turning to the reverse, you encounter the bold lion passant guard ant, a heraldic lion walking left with its head turned outward toward the viewer, its right forepaw raised in mid-stride. This motif is a direct descendant of the royal arms of England and symbolizes courage, strength, and the sovereignty of the British nation. Above the lion is the denomination 10 pence, clearly stated in an elegant sans serif font, while the number 10 sits prominently below, ensuring immediate recognition even when the coin is worn. The design was created by Christopher Ironside, the distinguished artist and engraver responsible for most of the original decimal coin reverses. Ironside's work manages to be both traditional and modern, conveying a millennium of heraldic symbolism in a clean, uncluttered composition that suits mass production and everyday handling. From a technical standpoint, the 2002 10 pence piece belongs to the reduced size issue introduced in 1992. Early decimal 10p coins of 1971 were large and heavy, but in the early 1990s the Royal Mint reduced the diameter for convenience and to save metal. The 2002 coin therefore measures 24.5 mm across, weighs 6.5 grams, and has a thickness of about 1.85 mm. It is struck from copper-nickel alloy, a mixture of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a bright silver-gray color and excellent resistance to corrosion. The edge is milled or finely reeded, a feature that provides tactile grip and also deters clipping or counterfeiting. Coins were struck to exacting standards at the Royal Mint's high-speed presses in Llantrisant, Wales, where billions of UK decimal coins have been produced since the facility opened in 1968, the year 2002 itself adds historical interest. It was the year of Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, marking the 50th anniversary of her accession to the throne in 1952. While the regular 10 pence coins of that year did not carry a special Jubilee design, the Royal Mint issued separate commemoratives for that occasion. The date nonetheless connects each ordinary 10p to a milestone in the monarch's reign. For collectors, a coin struck during the Golden Jubilee year becomes a subtle memento of that celebration, even though it's circulated as ordinary money. Economically, the 10 pence coin of 2002 functioned as a vital everyday unit, suitable for small purchases such as a newspaper, a short telephone call from a payphone, or a portion of sweets from a corner shop. Its value in the early 2000s, though modest, represented a tangible slice of daily commerce in a Britain adjusting to the new millennium. The rise of electronic payments and debates about potential euro adoption, debates that Britain ultimately set aside. For numismatists and casual collectors, the 2002 10 pence coin is generally common, as the Royal Mint produced many millions for circulation. Its value in ordinary circulated condition is typically face value, yet examples in uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated condition, showing full original mint luster and razor-sharp detail in the Queen's hair and the lion's mane, are more desirable. Specialists may look for minting varieties such as slight differences in die alignment, but no major rare errors are widely recorded for this date. Nevertheless, as part of a complete run of Elizabeth II decimal coinage, the 2002 piece is essential. Symbolically, this small silver-colored disc embodies layers of British identity. The lion harks back to medieval heraldry and royal authority, while the Latin inscription preserves centuries-old expressions of sovereignty. The portrait of a reigning queen links the coin to a living constitutional monarchy, and the copper-nickel fabric reflects modern industrial capability. Together, these elements create a bridge between past and present, showing how everyday currency can serve simultaneously as a tool of commerce and a bearer of national heritage. Top 2. The 1992 United Kingdom 10 pence coin, commonly called the 10p, represents a pivotal moment in modern British numismatics because it was the very first year of the reduced-size 10 pence. To appreciate its importance, one must recall the broader story of Britain's decimalisation. In 1971, the nation moved from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a logical decimal currency of 100 pence to the pound. Initially, the 10p coin was struck in a large, heavy format almost identical in size to the old 2-shilling piece. For 2 decades, this larger coin served well, but by the late 1980s it was clear that advances in vending machines, changes in pockets and purses, and the rising cost of copper-nickel made a smaller coin desirable. After public consultation, the government decided to reduce the diameter of both the 5 and 10 pence pieces. 1992 was the first year the new small 10p entered circulation, making the coin a landmark in Britain's decimal coinage history. In the obverse, or front, appears the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a design introduced in 1985 by the sculptor Raphael Maclauf. This elegant image shows the Queen facing right, wearing the royal diadem known as the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Maclauf portrayed the monarch with a slightly fuller, almost classical profile, aiming to give a timeless dignity and to counter earlier criticisms that decimal portraits were too modest or informal. Surrounding the portrait runs the traditional Latin legend Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1992 expanded. This reads Elizabeth II, by the grace of God Queen, Defender of the Faith, a formulation that links every modern British coin to centuries of constitutional and religious tradition. A fine beaded border encircles the legend, helping protect the raised surfaces from wear during years of circulation. The reverse carries one of the most iconic symbols of the United Kingdom, the lion passant guard ant, a heraldic lion walking to the left with its head turned outward toward the viewer and its right forepaw raised. This lion, drawn from the royal arms of England, signifies courage, sovereignty, and the continuity of the crown. Above the creature, the words 10 pence appear in clear capitals, while the numeral 10 sits prominently below, giving immediate recognition even when the coin is well worn. The reverse was created by Christopher Ironside, the gifted artist responsible for most of the original decimal coin designs, and his composition blends ancient heraldry with the clean modernity required for mass-produced currency. From a technical perspective, the 1992 coin introduced a new specification that would define the 10 pence for more than 2 decades. T measures 24.5 millimeters in diameter, down from the previous 28.5 millimeters, and weighs 6.5 grams, a substantial reduction from the former 11.3 g. The thickness is about 1.85 millimeters, and the edge is milled finely reeded for tactile grip, and to discourage clipping or counterfeiting like its predecessor, it is struck from copper-nickel alloy, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving the coin a bright silvery appearance and excellent resistance to tarnish and corrosion. The Royal Mint, operating from its modern facility in Llantrisant, South Wales, produced these coins in enormous quantities using high-speed presses capable of striking hundreds per minute, ensuring a smooth national transition to the smaller size. Economically and socially, the release of the reduced-size 10 pence in 1992 required careful public communication. Posters and press announcements explained that the new coins were legal tender alongside the old large version for a transitional period. Businesses had to recalibrate vending machines and cash registers. Many Britons remember receiving the smaller coin in change and noting immediately how much lighter it felt in the hand, yet it retained exactly the same monetary value. The reform illustrated how currency must adapt to technological and economic realities while preserving public confidence. Historically, 1992 was also a significant year in the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. It marked the 40th anniversary of her accession, often called her Ruby Jubilee. Though the year became memorable for challenges such as the fire at Windsor Castle and personal difficulties within the royal family, events the Queen herself famously described as an annus horribilis. The 10 pence coins dated 1992 thus circulated during a time of both celebration and strain, quietly witnessing the evolving story of the monarchy and the nation. For collectors, the 1992 10 pence is interesting primarily because of its status as the first year of issue for the small type. In ordinary circulated condition, it remains common and generally worth only face value since the Royal Mint struck many millions. However, examples in brilliant uncirculated BU or proof quality, especially those from official mint sets, are more desirable. Collectors look for coins with full original mint luster, crisp detail in the lion's mane and the queen's hair, and no signs of bag marks or toning. Such pieces illustrate the fine craftsmanship of the Royal Mint's die engravers and the precision of modern minting technology. Symbolically, the 1992 10 pence embodies the blend of tradition and adaptation that characterizes British coinage. The Latin titles and the heraldic lion root the coin firmly in a lineage stretching back to medieval England, while the reduced size and modern production techniques demonstrate a willingness to innovate for practicality. T is a small but eloquent testament to how a nation's everyday money can reflect both the weight of history and the needs of contemporary life. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.